Hello, I'm Coercer, and we are going to watch the second game between Mordex Praetorian and RavingLuhn from ArtifactCup number 24. The first game between these two players was played on Tauren Crater, and Mordex Praetorian, not Mordex Praetorian, I'm sorry. Mordex Praetorian basically lost because of bad positioning of his railguns, and this map is actually pretty good for defending any kind of rushes or just head-on attacks like what RavingLuhn was doing in the previous game. So we were watching this from Mordex's point of view. He has spawned down in the south, and up in the north it's RavingLuhn. Both players have started mining from their main resource locations, and Mordex has immediately started his light assault vehicle fabrication research. Now he has left his base runner out, presumably so he will capture the artifact as soon as it's available, but usually, or what pretty much everyone these days does, is they retire the base runner to get an initial boost in the resources and then rebuild it once the artifacts are close to being up, or rebuild it later in the game. But we'll see, maybe he will use the probability to scout around and see what RavingLuhn is up to, but for now it's moving out to the artifact location. Now this map is very good if you're defending against the rush, because the enemy has just this small opening or small path to attack from, and if you put any kind of long-ranged unit, like, well, basically railguns, onto these ledges up here, they have the high ground advantage, and they're hard to reach because units have to go inside and up to them. Of course, unless the enemy also has railguns somewhere in the field. RavingLuhn has already built a support cruiser and has moved on his carrier, and as expected he is just going to expand to these two bulkheads. Well, at least that is what I would do. Mordex has not yet built his support cruiser, and he's long hauling from his first bulkhead, but for now it seems that RavingLuhn is just building up a LAV force. Now since he has built 5 of them, he'll probably just go and attack the base runner so it can deliver the artifact.
This is the captain.
Railgun fabrication is about to be complete for Mordex, and I'm expecting him to start pumping out railguns and positioning them in a defensive manner. Now he might be expecting RavingLuhn to rush him based on the previous game, well, and he is playing more defensively. Well, that's a pretty good choice there, to just have the LVs hold position and attack the base runner, but if he's not paying attention, the base runner is going to get away. And there you go, he moved in, and the base runner is not going to make it. Mordex has built the support cruiser, so he can finally move out his carrier to the middle ground here, so he can at least long haul from both of these bulkheads and get a resource boost. Now these LVs seem to be heading straight into Mordex's carrier, and Mordex is placing some armed logistics modules to defend against the LAV attack. Now if you place the armed logistics modules up here, they also get the high ground advantage. And for those who don't know, the high ground advantage basically just means that any unit that is higher than the unit it's attacking gets a accuracy and damage bonus. There we go, the LEVs were nicely defended, just one salvager lost to that attack, and the logistics modules have survived, so that's pretty good for Mordax. If you look at the units lost tab, RavingLuhn has lost more in resources in that attack, so that was a pretty good job. But RavingLuhn is sticking to his plan from the previous game, and he is just spamming out AAVs and sending him straight up towards Mordax's base, and Mordax is finally building railguns. Now what he really needs to do is place them up here, and they can have a better vantage point, and they will damage the AAVs more reliably. Now the railgun is precisely behind the hill, so it won't do much unless he moves it. Moving it closer will work, but it's also exposed to the incoming horde of AAVs. That smoke there is probably only going to save the railgun for now. However, there's another railgun on the field, and that is going to support the armed logistics module quite nicely. Now the Sobania railguns fire faster, but each shot deals less damage than a standard coalition railgun. But as you can see, the combination of the armed logistics module, the carrier trying to interfere with the AVs, and the railguns is pretty good defense here. Now RavingLuhn could just move the AVs past all of that and attack this location here, which is virtually undefended, and he could probably destroy quite a few salvagers before Mordax could move his forces. There we go. The last of the AAVs is going to be destroyed, and that was quite a good defense for Mordax. He is still ahead, considering the resources that has been expended by RavingLuhn in that attack. However, RavingLuhn is mining from all three of his resource locations, and that is going to be felt very soon, especially if he upgrades his production like he did in the last game. Now the railguns are again exposed against straight head-on attacks, but it seems that this time, since they are supported by armed logistics modules, the losses won't be quite so severe. The railguns should not be exposed like this though. Either move them back, or at least put some up here, as I've said before, so they can support the other units in the field a bit easier. RavingLuhn seems to be sitting quite comfortable here, and he has forgotten the salvager. He should definitely put that on to collect more resources. And this is looking much better for Mordax. You can tell that maybe in the first game he wasn't warmed up, and now that he had a taste of battle, he is ready to give RavingLuhn a fight. Mordax has expanded his production capabilities, and he has 3 production queues available, and he should be able to replenish his forces quickly, but RavingLuhn has built strike fighters, and if railguns are bunched up like that, the strike fighters can kill them very quickly. Now, fortunately, Mordax has already researched the missile battery tech, so he should be safe in a few moments once those missile batteries are complete. But he has lost his railgun force, so he needs to rebuild the railguns, and a good idea would be to build some AVs to support them, so they don't get attacked by LAVs. Mordax has hit those with a mortar strike from the missile battery, which of course took care of them quite quickly. Just a single LAV now, causing trouble. The missile batteries are slowly taking out the strike fighters, and that will allow Mordax to move out if he keeps the missile batteries close to his army, which he should, and which he probably will. However, RavingLuhn is sending in more and more strike fighters, and he's just targeting the railguns and even a gunship. I did not see that launching, and as you can see, the gunship is quite tanky. It can take quite a few missile hits before it goes down, and RavingLuhn should recall it, but well, that didn't do as much as it could. He could have sent the gunship over to the main resource point here and probably killed all of the salvagers, which would have crippled Mordax a lot, and RavingLuhn could probably just move in with his next attack. Mordax is doing quite a good job in this game. It seems that he is more focused and more ready for anything that RavingLuhn can throw at him, but I'm still worried about the fact that he has not yet expanded to the last of his natural resource locations, or the last bulkhead there. But all things considered, I think he's holding out quite well against the quite daunting onslaught from RavingLuhn. Now the coalition railguns deal more damage with each shot than the Sobani railguns, but they take longer to reload. So this will be interesting to see which force here will prevail. But it seems that RavingLuhn is being careful. He doesn't want to engage into this field of armed logistics modules and the railguns behind them, so he's sending in interceptors to take care of them and clear the field. The missile battery is fully promoted and making short work of the strike fighters. I'm sorry, I think I said they were interceptors. They're strike fighters. There's no Gaussian player here. Now he's moving in with his railguns, but Mordax seems to be in quite a bad position at the moment. RavingLuhn's railguns have taken a beating, but they are in good position to basically hit the carrier, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have full vision of this area. Mordax is spamming out railguns. Ooh, that was a nice mortar strike there from the missile ship, taking out a railgun. But here is the next attack wave. The LAVs will take out the logistics modules from afar, since Mordax has not researched any additional power reserve or captured an artifact to buff up the armed logistics module range and damage, and the LAVs are basically going to have field day here. Ooh, another good hit from a missile battery with the mortar ability, and the LAVs go down quite quickly. Now, it seems that if RavingLuhn would just combine all of his efforts, if he would just make sure that both his ground forces and his air forces, which right now consist of strike fighters and a gunship, would attack at the same time, Mordax would have been finished a couple of minutes a couple of minutes earlier now. And this is just I guess an issue of experience or confidence that you can just move in with combined forces and take out a position. Mordax has started to long haul from his third bulkhead finally, and he should have an easier time of getting units on the field. He's also building a second support cruiser, and it is in fact already constructed. Now those AVs probably won't make it very far because of the railguns. The smoke will screen the AV's retreat. However, he could have probably done that with one smoke. Plopping down three smoke screens like that was a bit of an overkill. Mordax knows that he can't move in it, so he's building up his forces. Support cruiser is on its way to the third bulkhead, and hopefully Mordax will have enough time to rebuild his army, or to at least buff up his army with some AAVs or maybe with some LAV support, so the railguns will actually see where RavingLuhn's army is. Now with this amount of Soban railguns, any kind of AAV head-on attack is going to be dealt with quite quickly, but the LAVs are providing sufficient distraction for Mordax's railguns so that his other units can move in closer and deliver hits. It seems that Mordax's air units are pretty much being taken out by missile batteries all the time, so he should probably refocus his efforts on just building a stronger ground army, since he has a definite economic advantage. But let's just look at the units lost tab. RavingLuhn has lost a lot more in resources than Mordax has, so this just goes to show that how well you can defend as a Soban player if you have a good setup of armed logistics modules and Soban railguns. However, if you're just going to turtle up and only defend, that won't help you win, especially not if a coalition carrier comes barreling down on you with 3 power levels in weapons and even 4 more power available to it. So this is going to be quite painful for Mordax right now. There are a lot of railguns backing up that carrier, but Mordax is still mounting a desperate defense, trying not to die to this head-on attack. But I am fairly confident that Mordax won't be able to hold this. He does not have enough units on field, and as soon as RavingLuhn moves those railguns closer so they're not blocked by that hill, Mordax's carrier is going to go down quite quickly. But it seems RavingLuhn is just trying to take it safe. He's taking out all the smaller units with his carrier, tanking with his carrier, so the railguns in the back are safe. And any moment now, all those railguns are going to open fire on Mordax's carrier, and it's going to go down quite fast. more strike fighters launching from the coalition carrier, and now Mordax is going to go down. He has mounted a good defense against RavingLuhn. I would really love to see a third game between these two players. It would probably be much closer than this, but alas, in the tournament the first rounds are played on a best of 3, so Mordax is going to be eliminated from the tournament, and RavingLuhn moves on to the next round. Thank you for watching, and we will look at the other matchups in this round in the next few casts.